So you need to move to Boston, where we have many outstanding public school systems. In fact, U.S. News and World Report ranks Massachusetts the number 2 school system in the country. We see you, New Jersey, in number 1. This makes Metro West a highly coveted place for people to relocate to who are coming here for jobs in academia, in high tech, in the sciences, in the hospitals. So my goal is always to help you figure out what's the ideal commute and what size town you're looking for. And today we're going to dive into some of the differences between the towns and the areas in the Metro West area of Massachusetts. My name is Jane. I'm a realtor in Wellesley, Massachusetts. My channel is about what it's like to live here in the Boston suburbs. So please subscribe to stay updated as I'm releasing a new video each week. And if you're thinking about moving here, please reach out as I would love to help you. What is Metro West? So loosely defined, Metro West is the area between 95 and 495, north to Route 3 and south to Route 1. So Wellesley's kind of smack dab in the middle of that. And most of these towns have excellent public schools, and they offer a convenient commute to downtown Boston, and some of the technology have expensive real estate. So if you have a budget of under $500,000 or $600,000, I'm going to be encouraging you to look a little further south, a little further west, a little farther north. But if you have a specific budget in mind that you'd like to chat about, please give me a call. Another great thing you'll notice about our area is that there's a lot of green space. So many of our towns have beautiful ponds and lakes and walking trails, which you can see by the green space on this map. So again, here in Metro West, we're enjoying the best public schools in Greater Boston, an easier commute than some other towns to hospitals, downtown Boston to the finance area, and to the tech and sciences. When you look at Boston Magazine's list of the top public schools in Greater Boston, you will see that in the top 25, most of them are located in this area that we're going to focus on today, north to Route 30 and south to Route 1. Now, that's not to say that all of the best schools are in Metro West. There's some great school systems north and south of the city, but this is where I live and the focus of my business is, and this is where we're going to focus today. We're going to dive into in Metro West. You're going to find the best options for terrific public schools, the easiest commute to Boston and the suburbs where the most commercial or university or medical offices are, and some towns with beautiful green spaces. So we're narrowing in on this area that goes up to Route 20. You'll see the Mass Pike is Route 90 that cuts straight across the middle of Massachusetts, and south to Route 9. So we're talking about the microcosm of towns that are easily accessible to these major routes. One thing to consider is the closer you get to Boston, the higher the real estate prices are going to be. According to realtor.com, here are some median sale prices from a snapshot of the last couple of months. As you can see, Natick and Framingham have lower average sale prices, but that's because those communities have a lot of condos that are under $500,000, 1 or 2 bedroom condos. So that's impacting the median price, because you know I'm a nerd about real estate facts and figures. Some of these towns have great public schools, are a little bit out there like Hopkinton, but that actually just popped up with an average sale price of $380. Though here in the spring of 2023, I'm going to tell you, you're going to need to spend far more than that to get a great house in Hopkinton. One of the things that I love to share with my buyers is that there are so many beautiful lakes and ponds that are accessible to you when you live here. Lake Cochituate, for example, is a very large lake that does have a nice beach and non-motor boat access. You can get there on the Wayland side. You can get in there from the Natick side. Really beautiful. And there's also beautiful lakes in Sherborne. There's something called Farm Pond, which I talk about in my Sherborne video, so check that out. It's a beach that's just for residents, and they have a lottery to let a few non-residents have access to the parking lot. But for that reason, it's beautiful, it's pristine, and it's not crowded. In Wayland, there's a really fun pond called Dudley Pond, which once upon a time, it was a place with vacation summer homes for people coming from Boston. And over the years, all of these homes have become come year-round, but they have a funny deed restriction. If you own a little cottage on Dudley Pond in Wayland and you want to replace it with a larger home or a different home, you have to maintain the original footprint of that old cottage. So it makes for some very interesting real estate as people are trying to maximize space but staying in that footprint. In Wellesley, we have a couple beautiful ponds too. One is on the campus of Wellesley College, which is Lake Waban, which has a beautiful trail to walk around with great views of the college historic buildings and lilacs in the spring. And there's also a public pond called Morse's Pond, which is a large pond in Wellesley, which has a terrific beach with lifeguards, and Mr. Frosty comes, and there's a playground, and you can rent kayaks and small boats. Again, no motorized boats here. In some winters, I have friends who live on the pond and they're on different sides of it, and if it's really frozen, the families would go out and skate or meet on the pond instead of having to drive all the way around to get to the friend's house. When people are relocating to Boston, generally finding a town with the best public schools for their kids is their #1 priority. We do enjoy, as I mentioned, one of the best nationally ranked school systems in the country. So check out Boston Magazine's rankings or niche.com to get an idea of how money is spent at those schools and how they rank compared to their peers. One of the things I'm going to ask you about first is your commute. Are you going to be driving? Are you going to be driving every day? Are you going to commute on the commuter rail? Boston has the famous T, which is the subway system in Boston proper that goes as far out as Newton. And then if you look at this map, the purple lines are the commuter rail. So I've had finance buyers who are looking for $3 and $4 million homes that they want to be able to walk to the commuter rail station and get to Fidelity, for example, in 20 minutes. So you'll find that lots of people will commute on the commuter rail. It's very clean. It's not as crowded as it used to be before the pandemic, as there's so many more people working from home. And here, this gives you some idea of the cost associated with commuting on with your Charlie card. So again, letting me know where your commute is going to be critical to our search, because here's a fun fact about Boston. There are 2 major train stations in downtown Boston. One is North Station and one is South Station. And I've mentioned on other videos, only in Boston would the North and South commuter rail stations not be connected directly. You can hop off and get on the T and then get to the other one or walk, but in general, it's better to know if your business is located near one or the other so we can make informed decisions about what towns you're searching in. And also, some of our towns don't have commuter rail stations and you still have to get in your car. For example, in Wayland, there's no commuter rail station. You got to jump in your car and go to Weston to hop on the commuter rail. So all of these small decisions have a great impact on your quality of life in regard to commute. So I will help you with that. So if you're considering a certain area, feel free to reach out, as I'm happy to fill you in on the nuances of your commute. If you're thinking about moving to Greater Boston and the Metro West area specifically, please reach out, as I'd love to chat with you and help you and give you some info to help you get your search started. So what did you think? Leave your comments below and remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching.